All right, we're in Chapter 7 now, and in Chapter 7 we're going to cover 4 sections, 7.1 through 7.4, and talk about functions and graphs. So we're going to talk about what different equations might look like if we were to graph them. We're going to talk about x values, we're going to talk about y values, we're going to talk about sometimes how those can be restricted or certain x values won't work. We're going to talk about graphs and even a new way of writing equations or different notation we use called function notation, where you're going to start to see that for the rest of the time in the class, where instead of using y equals, we're going to use things like f of x or h of x or g of x equals, giving these functions a specific name. Just like all this other chapters, make sure that you print off the blank student note packet. You fill those out as you're watching the videos for each section, and then you submit it underneath the completed notes assignment. You might also notice in this chapter, we have a little bit of an extra domain and range practice worksheet. I know sometimes looking at a graph and picking out domain and range, we'll talk about what that is in one of the sections. It's a little bit challenging for some students. And so what I've done is I've made an extra practice worksheet for you so that if you're struggling with that concept, you can print that out, you can work out those problems, and then check your answers to make sure that you're understanding domain and range. It's nothing to be turned in, it's just extra. You don't have to submit it anywhere, but if you are struggling with that idea, then I suggest that you print that out and try it just to get some extra practice before moving on. Okay? All right, so functions are very important. We're going to be talking about functions and lots of other things, so it's important that you have an idea of what all different types of equations look like if we were going to graph them, if there are any sort of restrictions that we have to worry about, and then make sure that you're comfortable using our new notation, function notation. All right, guys, let me know if you need anything.